Hello guys, let's quickly talk where we left earlier in the lecture. Let's talk about updating a deployment. A deployment's rollout is triggered if and only if the deployment spot template, which is .spec.template, which you can see here, is changed. For example, if the label or container images of the template are updated, other updates such as scaling the deployment do not trigger a rollout. Now suppose that we now want to update the NGINX pods to use the NGINX 1.9.1 image instead of 1.7.9 image, right? Which is here, which I have mentioned here. Alternatively, we can edit the deployment and change .spec.template .container.image from NGINX 1.7.9 to 1.9.1. Now, to see the rollout status run, I have written this. After the rollout succeeds, you may want to get the deployment. Now, this you can see here. But the number of up-to-date replicas indicates that the deployment has updated the replicas to the latest configuration. The current replicas indicates the total replicas this deployment manages, and the available replica indicates the number of current replicas that are available. We can run kubect1 get rs to see the deployment updated the pods by creating a new replica set and scaling it to 3 replica, as well as scaling down the old replica set to 0 replicas. Yeah, so I'm quickly going. Yes, as you can see here, so running get pod should now show only the new pods, which you can see here. Next time we want to update these pods, we only need to update the deployment pod template again. Deployment can ensure that only a certain number of pods may be down while they are being updated. By default, it ensures that at least 25% less than the desired number of pods are up. 25% max unavailable. Deployment can also ensure that only a certain number of pods may be created above the desired number of pods. By default, it ensures that at most 25% more than the desired number of pods are up, which is 25% max surge. For example, if you look at the above deployment closely, you will see that it first created a new pod, then deleted some old pods and created the new ones. It does not kill old pods until a sufficient number of new pods have come up, and does not create new pods until a sufficient number of old pods have been killed. It makes sure that number of available pod is at least 2 and the number of total pod is at most 4. Now, if you see this right on the screen, here we see that when we first created the deployment, it created a replica set, NGINX deployment, and scaled it up to 3 replicas directly. When we updated the deployment, it created a new replica set, again NGINX deployment, and scaled it up to 1, and then scaled down to the old replica set to 2, so that at least 2 pods were available and at most 4 pods were created at all times. It then continued scaling up and down the new and the old replica set with the same rolling update strategy. Finally, we will have 3 available replicas in the new replica set, and the old replica set is scaled down to 0. So that's it in this lecture, wherein we understood and we discussed in detail how to update a deployment. In the next we will proceed further in the next lecture. Until then, I'm taking a pause. So thank you very much.